our professional learning for our adults, specifically our school leaders, that is our principals, assistant principals, and deans, has been around SEL, mental health, and equity, ensuring that we're keeping an eye um, on being equitable, not just with instruction, but also with our issues around behavior. Behavior is one of those things that has really been noted coming back from, being out from school for such a while. And behavior has been an issue of, just across the district and across many schools. I know that, at least that's what I've read and what I've heard.
That's what we've heard.
Pardon?
Yeah, that's what we've been told over and over
Yeah.
by
And
most.
so one of the things that we did was that we organized, we developed a code of conduct that would help people understand that certain behaviors mitigate certain consequences. And so to make sure that it's fair and everybody understands, we put that out there for individuals to best understand, not just the students, but the parents, and then to ensure that any consequences are not subjective, but really objective based on what the issue is, not what I feel about a student, but what the actual action was. And within that includes a lot of restorative practices to ensure that it's not just about like, okay, here's your consequence, you pay it and then move forward. But really it's more about, you made a poor choice, you made a bad choice, you decided to do something that was not the most appropriate thing. What will you do next time? How can we help you to mitigate you making better, those kinds of decisions in the future? But how do you improve that yourself? So because we did that kind of work and we shared that, community members, parents, students were a part of that development, we want to ensure that we continue to be supportive of that growth and paying attention to where we feel that we need to pay attention to. So for instance, some behavior is cultural, right? Or against culture. So understanding what that culture is, and that if a student responds is because, or how a student responds may be how the student is taught in their community, right? Or if they don't respond, or if they use certain words. So making sure that our staff, our adults understand that, it doesn't always look the same. So don't take it in a way that, that makes you feel like you've been disrespected, but try to understand deeper why that student is reacting the way that they are, or answering that the way they are. That's really been the growth area for our adults in our district, because I think adults take it personally, especially especially if you have a classroom and they're behaving a certain way, you feel disrespected. But it's really not about that. It's a culture shift for students. It's trying to understand what it means, the perspective of the teacher versus the perspective of the student, versus perspective of the parent. There's a lot of perspectives that need to be taken into consideration. And then how do we use restorative practices to bring everybody together, to make them feel like they belong, and so that we can curtail some of those behaviors in school. So those are the things that we are working on. And uh, I feel like that, you asked about academically, but in order to get to the academic, you have to make sure that you remove these barriers out of the way, right? Or understand the barriers so that you can go around them, or above them, or through them, so that, we can get to really the reason that we're in school. And, we've always said that, teachers are everything for a student, right? They spend quite a bit of time with them. So they become the social worker, the psychologist, the parent, the auntie, the guardian, everything. And that role that they play on top of being the instructional facilitator in the classroom, sometimes it's hard to navigate when you have so many things happening at the same time. So we wanted to make sure that we are supporting those adults in that way.